18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big hard throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks.
Crack them open, boys.
Synchronizing our. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is great
All
radio.
right.
Nice.
It's a great way to start it off,
Nice.
for sure. Well, welcome to episode 2. And today we have 2 guests. We have Mr. Little Splat here, and then Colton here. Super badass. So,
AKA Coco.
and we had this problem on episode 1 with, and I love Dion once again to death. I love him to death, but he just wasn't getting close enough to the mic, and you could barely hear him. And so
That's why we had to fire him after episode 1.
yeah, well, we didn't fire him.
No,
We're
he's not
that
fired.
good.
He'll be back on next week, hopefully.
Yeah,
D, we miss you. Hopefully you're back.
Yeah.
Just getting ready
Don't
to
abandon
say
us.
he will be missed.
hopefully.
He would be missed if he was gone forever. He'd definitely
Never
be
even
missed.
met this guy.
He's a good guy. You know, has his qualities.
They call him the Big D.
We'll touch on. So last week, I said at the end of the episode, if there were 3 or more people who were commenting that they had listened to the whole thing, I would go through with a penis disenlargement is the word I said. I think shrinkage or smallification, is that the proper term? Yeah, I think smallification.
Is that what you want to do? Is you want to?
No, I mean we did the procedure just right before we started. They made me watch two straight hours of Amy Schumer comedy special, and my penis literally retracted back into my body. So my wife's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, she's
Not that there
gonna
was
enjoy that.
much difference, but
I think there's some stuff out there for that now.
well, the pills at the gas station for sure will help out with that for the time being. But irreparable damage.
Have you tried the pills yet? Are you gonna go get one?
I
after
use the
this?
pills all the time.
Oh, even without the penis shrinkage, you
Sometimes,
use the pills.
You just need a little extra help.
So did it go inverted at this point?
Yeah, I'm basically.
I don't feel.
You can't hold your composure.
I don't feel comfortable talking
No.
about penises.
Oh man, we're gonna have to talk
3
to
other
him.
men at the table.
We're gonna have to talk.
Damn.
Give him the talk.
Yeah.
Listen, Colton,
Sounds
your
like you need
your
to be
urges
getting
that you've been feeling since you were a young man, you can talk about those here, and
Yeah.
we're not going to judge you. In fact, we are very progressive and unorthodox. I would say we are anti traditional values here. Like, if you want to
You're
just
not getting very progressive if your penis is shrinking, though.
regressive, I guess, at that point, right?
Yeah, you'd be.
No, I was talking
aggressive.
about like politically and just how we our values are very progressive. You can be whatever you want. You can identify as whatever you want. And
Honestly.
I really do mean that. I hope that we have a guest on here, other than Colton, that is a maybe a bi or a gay male or a female. And that's not even a slam. Okay, damn it. Is that homophobic? I'm not trying to make a homophobic joke.
It's.
Shit.
No, I don't think it was
Listen,
homophobic.
listen.
I think it was just a nice little jab.
It was a jab, but it shouldn't be a jab because people get mad if you act like that's an insult. I didn't mean it as an. I'm just messing.
I
with
have
Colton.
tough skin, so
He does have tough skin. I'm not worried about offending or making Colton upset. I'm more about the audience that's going to say, "Hey, are you implying that gay
They're
people
getting
are-"
offended. That's the thing is, by that point, I mean, you deserve to be what they call a snowflake, right?
Well,
Yeah.
whatever happened to sticks and stones? I mean,
Sticks and
Sticks and stones. What? So what is?
most of the people that get offended by this kind of shit have never even picked up a stick or a stone. So
the apple doesn't far.
the kids that were raised
Far, far.
indoors.
Far.
All right. So, do we have anything on the agenda? And I think we're gonna. Let me say this too before we get any further. So we found out with the camera situation, it cuts off in 30-minute intervals, and I think we might have said that in the last episode. So we set a timer to make this look all nice and neat and professional as fuck and everything. We set a timer at 25 minutes, and so it's going to beep, and we're going to take 2 breaks in the podcast. So, I mean, yeah, that should sum it all up. I mean, that just so that, hopefully this one doesn't just have any fuck-ups where we're scrambling.
Well, we always edited it out the best we can.
Yeah, but fuck.
I think every podcast should have some sort of challenge. Like, you have to take a shot of the Crown bottle if you say something or if you do something that you're not supposed to. Like,
kind of like an uh-oh button.
Yes.
It's
so like if you
Isn't that your dad's crown though?
Listen.
So it makes the punishment
I'll pay him
twice
back.
as damaging.
Yeah, yes. There you go.
Because he's going to be pissed, and then
Yes.
also you have to take the
Yes.
shot. I will not be taking any shots, but
I mean, during these
The new-
breaks, I plan to take a couple.
hey, thanks so much for coming on, guys. By the way, we had some plans fall through. We actually were going to have a different guest, and then Matt here came in clutch. We were going to have him on next week, but we had to swap the schedule.
Well, whoever was going to be on, the other guests, I mean, they would have been coming in clutch too. Easy to say, I guess.
Well, I'm just mean like he was kind of late notice, and
Are you
one way or
trying
another,
to
he actually.
excuse the amount of clutch that I'm bringing?
Yeah, what are you trying
I
to
don't know,
undermine
just-
his clutchness?
I mean,
This
nobody
guy is
can
the
have
Kobe
too
Bryant
much
of
clutchness, all right? We
Listen,
can't put
I
it.
don't even drive stick, but I got clutch.
Oh my
This guy is Michael Jordan flu
He's
game
got those
circa
jokes.
1993 of podcast right now.
Is it clutching even measurable?
Do you know what clutch means in sports?
In actualness, it is.
No, we're not talking about cars here.
Yeah,
Devin.
yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah, in sports, it's like it's a close game, and at the end, somebody makes
There you
a
go.
goal
Okay,
or whatever
yeah.
in
Perfect.
time. Or
So Matt here, and I hope I'm not crossing the line. He had plans with his girlfriend, and a great friend of the show actually. But probably
She's a beautiful woman.
she's a beautiful woman, and she's also just a really probably the coolest girlfriend of our friend group. And I can
Yeah,
say
she's
that
pretty cool.
because now everybody's a wife that used to be a girlfriend.
so she's the only girlfriend.
But she also is just for being like a girlfriend. She's a cool girlfriend.
yeah.
And Matt had plans with her, and they had to delay it. I think it all ended up being
A-okay.
at the end
She's
of
a
the
very
day.
sensible girl.
She really
sensible.
is,
You
She
know,
really
there's
is.
a little miscommunication, and that's why in a relationship, folks,
and it was your fault.
it was.
There you go.
Even if it wasn't,
It's always.
But
your
you
fault.
always say it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
in a relationship, communication is key.
Yeah, for sure. So, does anybody want to say anything here while I'm pulling up a question? Anything you want to bring up? Anybody you want to thank for getting to this point in your life?
Well, I mean, you thanked me for coming out, bro. I want to thank you guys for having me on.
Damn.
This is very exciting.
This is exciting radio right now.
Hopefully it's exciting for the viewers. I mean, I think it popped off pretty funny so far.
Okay, well, I'm trying to bring up a girlfriend question. Okay, here's one. So,
Well, okay. Yeah,
Did you have
go,
something
go. No,
before
well,
we go
I just was wondering. We got in a huge argument that one time when we were looking up some of these questions, and is this the one?
no, we can go into that later.
We need to go into that after
Actually,
first break
I think-
because that was great.
I think one of these leads into that kind of topic, so we'll see.
All right.
So Devin asked all the questions last time, and one
Yeah, it's
of
your
the
turn.
criticisms we had, and I thought the questions were good, but we're going to try to go into things that have a little more. So a lot of them were juvenile, which is great. We're going to keep juvenile questions on the
Yes,
on the podcast.
absolutely.
Hopefully 50%, but some of them we'll try to go into a little bit more depth. First question: what do you wish your ex or your current partner appreciated you for? And I'm gonna change that a little bit. What do you wish that you, even if it's not just your significant other, but what do you wish that people notice more, that you were like, that you deserve appreciation and credit for?
This is y'all.
I don't know.
If you need a minute to think about it, I know what mine is, and my wife probably already knows what
Can
it
you
is.
can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So, what do you wish that your current significant other appreciated you more for? something that maybe she doesn't notice, but you think that you wish that she cared more about that you.
She's
you
gonna
did for
watch
her.
this shit.
Something that you do well.
Yeah.
His girlfriend's gonna watch
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah.
Well, and
So you better speak wisely.
again, I want to
No.
say it doesn't have to be a girlfriend, but go ahead. Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Oh shit.
Not like
That's-
a lot. I mean, sometimes I feel like I could come off, as a complete dick sometimes.
Well, I think
And I wish I could just change that. I wish you could. Every relationship you wish would be like.
And you wish she
happy
appreciated
and
that?
loving, but not every relationship is like that. You know what I mean?
So this is more something that he noticed.
You're
in
gonna
himself.
you're gonna.
But my
get in
question
arguments.
is, what do you wish she appreciated you more for? So you wish
what
she
is-
appreciated you being a dick more?
Oh, more so. I thought you said less.
No, yeah.
He was giving another side.
No,
to it.
yeah.
It's okay.
No, you're good. You're totally good.
No, but
Is there something that you do that's a hobby, or is there something that, like, not
For
even
me-
a hobby, but a habit or something
For me-
that
let
she
me- let me- let me give an
that you
example.
wish she could
Let me give an
be happy
example
about?
because I saw the question. Or do you already know?
no. Go ahead.
Okay.
I want to hear an example.
Okay,
I
so
do.
for me, I played sports my whole life, and it was my whole life. I mean, specifically baseball, and my wife did none of that.
The real
And
American dream.
she's more of an intellectual girl. She's
Always.
She's not just looking for the jock, the quarterback of the football team type of girl. She's more looking for somebody she can have like a deeper conversation with and
She's an artsy type.
appreciate the arts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to an art museum and like.
Have
talk
y'all been to
about-
an art museum?
We have,
Oh.
unfortunately. No, they're not that bad.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure,
It's
I'm
not my preference. It's not the first thing I say on a Saturday morning. Hey, can we go to an art museum? But it is something that she brings up quite frequently. Believe it or not, we were just talking about this the other day that she wanted to go to the one in San Antonio, which is kind of, to me, it's not.
She needs to go to Marfa, Texas.
Marfit.
Never even
Marfa.
heard of it.
Marfa.
Is there an art museum there?
No, it's just yeah, the whole city's an art museum.
Oh,
Take your word for it.
Is it just like a bunch of like graffiti all over the place, or like
No, what? No, even Alpine. Alpine is just all artsy.
yeah, a college town? That makes sense.
It's just well, a lot of people from California have. Moved.
Is there a lot of cute girls in Alpine? Oh wait, that's
No
right. You
comment.
have a girlfriend. God
no
damn it.
comment.
No comment. Good answer, Colton.
respect.
Yeah, that
him.
was
He's in
good.
college, and,
He's good shit.
it seemed like a good question, but he does have a girlfriend that he's courting, and I don't want to get myself intertwined in a conversation.
Yeah,
like
you
this.
don't want that.
So, very artsy and Alpine, the whole thing. So there's some towns that you go through, and you just drive down the street, and it is kind of like an art museum. There's parts of Austin that are like that, where there's.
There's a lot of Austin like that.
But then there's
Believe it or
also
not.
you drive over
Absolutely.
fecal matter as you go down the street as well on the very same street.
To some people, that's art, though. You know.
That's true. That's true. The specific smearing from the tire tread
Yeah.
of the fecal matter.
Yeah. Did you know there's a thing with people that like they have a fascination with trains, and like.
I have the same.
I
Well,
love
no.
trains.
Like these guys, these.
I love trains.
Like you can love trains, of course.
No,
like
no.
I love trains.
He loves trains.
Okay, that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, there's these people that will video it, and it'll be like some fuck off train that you just see driving, like that's flying by on the railroad tracks that you see just up here on the road. You know, the
Any
train.
common train.
And they just go fucking nuts. Like it comes by, the horns honking and shit, and it's going by, and they're just like, look at that B75, like just going off on the model number of it or some shit, and they're like, it's a beauty, and they're like 10 feet from the railroad tracks. And I'm sure if there's like a construction crew up the road or whatever, I'm sure they're looking at him like, what in the flying fuck is this guy doing with a video camera out here yelling at some fuck off train coming by, you know?
Getting some kind of hard on from it.
I think that's
I'm gonna
hilarious.
check the camera shot real quick.
You're good. Do your thing.
No, but what I was saying was this man. I hope I'm not crossing any boundaries, but yeah,
Is it
And,
still recorded?
legally,
Sorry, what were you saying?
legally, I don't want to, jeopardize his reputation. But this man hopped on a train while we were stopped And
Which man? What man? This man did?
Oh, you're talking about on that New Mexico trip.
Leroy
absolutely.
Yeah, we were cruising down the I-90.
had a little bit of these. Oh no, you were driving. Of course, you don't.
No, we wouldn't do that.
We would never.
But yeah, there was a train. We got stopped at the railroad track, you know, where they were crossing by. The train was crossing by, and we were just bored. It was a long train, and we were thinking like maybe we can just ride this thing all the way up to Santa Fe,
Ride it for miles.
save the gas money. But yeah, I didn't go that far. I don't think.
I just got back from Galveston, and they have the railroad museum there. We went to it.
Just to say, Galveston, for some listeners, it's in Texas. It's kind of near Houston.
Yeah.
But
For
it's
all you
south
out of
of
state
Yeah,
listeners.
Yeah.
out of state listeners.
So
Very accommodating.
we went to the railroad museum, and I gotta say I have a higher appreciation for trains than what I did.
Are you
Just
gonna
what
go?
They do. Just no, like
It's happening, Deb.
Are you gonna
No.
go to the railroad tracks and start videoing a fucking train driving by?
Wait, I hate trains and I love trains.
Yeah.
I hate trains because in Alpine, the dorms are like literally 200 yards.
Dude,
from
I had
railroad
the
track.
exact same thing in my dorm.
They pass through at 3 o'clock. Amtrak passes through at 3 o'clock in the morning and wakes you up every night.
Did you find that you eventually got like you sleep through that eventually?
Yes,
Yeah, same
eventually.
thing
I mean,
happened.
eventually.
does it shake you guys?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I think I was further away from it. But you can hear it. Like the windows
horn,
in the
they always
dorm
blow
were
the horn.
so bad. Like the horn, you could it was unbelievable.
Like a movie in the next
Yes,
door
it was
room.
just annoying.
Oh.
It got annoying.
I think we went way off topic with the question, the original question, but
What was
I don't need to answer it. I'm
You started
good.
a new.
Why
topic.
not?
Yeah, I did.
There
I
was
started the topic with the
trains.
fuck off trains, but
Yeah.
Matt, what about you? What do you? So let me finish what I was saying about the sports. So I love my wife, and I know
Yeah.
that she just has different interests than I do, and I was obsessed with sports. She was obsessed with other things. She's into theater and stuff like that. But you know, there's times where I wish that I could watch the Cowboys game with her, and she care more than. The main thing she cares about the Cowboys winning is that I'm not in a bad mood after. So she's happy if they win, but she doesn't.
yeah, she doesn't give a shit.
She
about the
doesn't
team
care
itself.
how many completions Dak Prescott had at the end of the game.
Yeah.
She just cares. If
But she's there
I'm
for
pissed
you.
off. Yeah, absolutely. Or if we're at I play slow pitch softball, so like I want her to like recognize the greatness, which is my play, but I just don't think she doesn't have a scale to measure it on because she wasn't really exposed to that growing up. But not her fault at all. Matt, do you have anything?
You know, I've been sitting here contemplating, and my girl supports me in almost everything that I do. If there was one,
You guys are a
thing-
great match for each other in that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all two like y'all
peas in
were
a pod.
essentially meant for each other. Like y'all don't. I don't see anything that y'all don't have like that y'all would disagree on. You
Yeah.
know, that
Or
y'all
just
don't have in
interests. They
common.
have the same
Yeah, they
interests.
just have the same interests about everything.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
kind of matches.
Thank
So
you.
Devin, let's talk about your girl.
Damn.
Oh,
Wow. Low blows.
that was
I am
my
single.
Stab. That was my stab.
It is rough.
Yeah,
it's
Devin
not that
is
bad.
single, and if you're
But-
interested, please call 1-800-DEVIN.
No. Anyways,
Got open.
no, I was gonna say, now that I am single, I was able to afford all the podcast shit and get all this shit going. I didn't have to fucking buy a girl Panda Express or whatever the fuck
True.
Hey, Panda's good.
every week or whatever.
And look at you now. You enjoy this.
Like I make sandwiches and they are bomb as fuck.
Aren't
bro.
they supposed to make sandwiches?
That's true.
Ooh.
But
It's okay.
He doesn't have a
But
girl.
I don't.
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't have a
Okay,
girl. And
raising
guess what?
awareness.
I
That's
have my own
That's-
sandwich rules now for making sandwiches.
that you
I've-
learned from your previous
I mean-
ex. Trigger warning to
No.
the
Hold
feminist out
Well,
there.
there's like 5 different types of sandwiches. There's a foldy, there's a cutty.
Oh my god.
There's-
All right, cut the ends, cut the crust.
Yeah, you got a foldy, you fold it. You got
You
the
gotta-
cutty.
The cutty.
Yeah.
The
Real quick,
What's the other one?
When you
The
cut
haffy.
it,
Crossy.
crossy,
Yeah.
yeah.
The haffy.
The X.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a
never
lot.
had that one.
Doesn't that sound gay saying foldy?
I mean, I
Yes.
wasn't gonna question it.
That's
until you mentioned
that might have
Mom,
been too
can you
much.
make me
I
a
take that back
Foldy?
for all the
Like,
people getting offended out there.
Were you saying it in a bad way, or are you just saying like, does it sound like?
It's like
I think he is judging it a little bit.
yeah, I'm judging it. I'm judging it pretty hard.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, we're gonna have to edit this part out.
every time.
But he wasn't saying it in a bad way. But I mean, it does. I can get that, like a kind of a gay connotation, like we're gonna.
Yeah, it is a gay
come
like
over tonight, or let's do a foldy.
yeah, that sounds brutal.
It sounds like it'd be fun.
Sounds like a
what
raunchy
if you told your
strip
Maybe
club.
wife
after this
that?
we can look into
What if you
that.
told your wife that, like, hey, you want to come over?
So we can have a foldy.
Come over to your house.
Like, no, or
No.
like, hey,
feel
when
like
you
she
get
could
home,
spin
when you
that.
get home,
We're
can
gonna
we-
do a foldy.
Can we do a foldy?
a full-on foldy? None of that half
Bruh,
bullshit.
I feel like that's just a missionary pushed all the way back.
Oh,
All right, now we might have.
No,
to
yeah, up
you
against
mean
the
with the
wall.
legs the legs up?
Jeez.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll move on.
No, but you know what, you guys, I don't want to get out of this without you guys. Like, I think this is relatively interesting. Do y'all really like? If you're gonna, Devin, you too. What do you wish that you appreciated for more? And it doesn't.
With an X or with
Wait,
a
wait. I actually had something though. Hold
Okay.
on.
Oh,
Before
yeah,
we,
here we go.
jump to the man with no girlfriend,
yeah,
I sing a lot
and she doesn't like that.
sometimes.
I do the same.
Damn.
It doesn't always sound good and it's random.
At least she's honest with you, and she's like, "Yeah, that one sounded like shit. Try a different one." You know.
There's any silver lining.
So
My wife
brutally
did
honest.
this thing. My wife did this thing where she would every time I was in the shower, I'd be singing, and she would record me from outside the door
Oh.
and then show it to me afterwards, so that I would be
Shut up.
basically self-harming afterwards. Just cut my.
You cut your what?
Honestly, I was about to say I'd slip my wrist if I did.
Damn.
It was awful. It was awful. I think I don't sing in the shower now because of that. Now that I think about it. Okay, I have another question. So
Don't let her do that to you. Sing in the shower whenever the fuck you want to sing in the shower. And if she shows you another video, flick it off, bro. Say fuck you in your video. I sound great in the shower.
This is why you're.
or you
still
can just stop singing in
fine.
the shower.
It's fine.
That's what happened. I was shamed. She didn't necessarily say, "Hey, this sounds horrible," but it's just she knew that me listening to
Well,
it, I'd be like,
I thought
"Oh,
we
this
were
is awful."
It
progressive.
depends on what you were singing.
What were you singing? Blink 182, right?
Yeah, lots of Blink 182, Fallout Boy.
No,
you
Dev
know.
has a point though. I thought we were being progressive. If
Yeah.
a lady can't let her man sing in the shower, I mean, where are we at in America?
No, ladies are in charge in progressive America. So next question: why is it
Wow.
considered?
We went there.
What I didn't go
Oh, that's
anywhere.
great.
I'm stating a fact. Why is it considered
Oh, that was
corporal?
a fact.
Why is it considered corporal punishment if your parents hit you? So I'm thinking spank. Let's just take it like that.
Wait. What? Define corporal punishment again. What do we? What
Like, you know, in school, whenever corporal punishment got banned, like when
Oh,
the principal
you're talking
Like
used
about
with the
principal.
paddle and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
yeah. So physical punishment, basically.
Yeah.
And but if a stranger or friend, coworker, or partner, meaning like boyfriend, girlfriend, does it, it's assault or abuse.
Okay, so you're saying it's okay if a parent
So
spanks
they're
their
trying
kid,
to-
but
they're
it's not
trying-
okay for people to assault each other.
So like, okay, but it's considered assault.
For
But
parents to
it's not
spank
considered
its kid?
But it's not considered assault for a parent. And what's happening, I think, in most scenarios, whenever this sort of thing happens, when a physical response to something that somebody doesn't like, that they're trying to like drill out of you, you know what I mean? Is with your parents, it's okay. And I think that people, like if it's your significant other, it's the same thing. They don't like something you did, so they're spanking you. They're probably not spanking you. That's probably something more in the bedroom. But if they're pissed at you, they might hit you.
You're
No,
saying
I mean they are spanking you because spanking is
It's the equivalent.
it's defined. You know, you have a select few areas that you will spank. The butt.
Sorry, I couldn't
That's-
quite hear you.
Oh.
Could you please repeat what you said?
Can you please repeat what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
yeah.
word mouth.
Hey, so I think when you hear spank, you think of getting hit on your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So And if that is the one location where most parents do that kind of stuff, then I think it's completely okay.
Yeah.
Especially
Since
and
it's their child, yes.
with
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Discipline, yes.
yeah, discipline. Yeah. Oh, that's the timer. All right. This is gonna be our first break.
Yeah.
We will. You'll see us right back on here in probably just right about now.
Please enjoy this ad from Manscaped.
I'm going to go take a shot.
All right, we're back.
Real quick, so corporal punishment.
Yes, that's what we were on.
We'll skip the whole
all right.
why is it different between your parents and other people. But I just want to go around the table and see. So who's spanking their kids
Nobody has kids here.
Yeah.
when you have kids?
Well, why don't we just...
I know none of you. I know all of you personally. I know none of you have kids.
We can talk about, like, what we're going to do when we have kids, but what about, like, were you spanked as a kid?
Yeah, I was spanked. My feeling is that my dad was normally the spanker, and I feel like in a way it probably instilled a hardened respect for him. But it also, as a kid, I think I felt a little more like scared of my dad. And I love my dad. He was.
I think every kid.
discipline
I think
you.
every kid is more scared of their dad than they are.
But
their
you were
mom.
spanked, right?
Yeah.
Did
by
you feel
both.
disciplined?
I just
But my
wondered.
dad was more scary.
Yeah, my
for sure.
mom spanked a lot softer for sure.
Yeah, I mean...
I have a question for you. Did you feel disciplined?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Okay.
want to get spanked. That was the freaking worst.
I mean, and would we call it fear or the fact that we just didn't realize we were disappointing them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I
we weren't.
realized it.
You know.
But did you get spanked?
Oh, yeah. I got spanked with wooden spoons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
Bejeweled
usual.
belts.
I don't know about
Bejeweled.
bejeweled, but
Especially when we moved to Texas. Oh, they busted out the bejeweled belt. I tried to put up a fight.
you keep like doing this number here with your ass. Did they do anything else to you, Makeley, that you don't want to tell us about, or?
Yeah, that's like a subconscious thing. He doesn't realize he's doing it.
All right.
He's thinking about it.
You guys are gonna get me in my feels if we go there.
But
Oh,
what, do you think
God.
you're going to spank your kids, Flomat?
There's a fine line, and I do plan on disciplining, but I would try disciplining by word of mouth and see how they respond to that. before I
Timeouts.
would try
Taking away video
full
games, stuff like that.
Yeah, because everything you decide to do as a parent reflects your child. They will grow up in that same mindset of I need to show aggression when they're not doing something right.
Yeah, when somebody's not doing something you like, you kind of want to use physical aggression, maybe.
Right, and it can take place, in the workplace,
Because
in any social setting, going to get groceries. Oh man, fucking dude, cut
Well,
you off with the grocery cart. I don't know.
It depends on how bad the act was. Like if
Well,
Yeah, the worst things you did was what got the
yes,
spanks.
is
Yeah.
what got the spanks. If you just hit, like if I hit him, don't do that. Go sit in timeout. Whatever.
If me and my siblings were being annoying in the car, or I was doing something stupid to my siblings in the car, my mom would be like, "All right, that's it. You're drinking water at the restaurant."
hated that.
Because soda was
Talk
our-
about corporal
I hated that
punishment.
punishment.
So
Yeah, I know that might have been worse than the spankings.
Golly, it's like
Colton, though, what do you think? Yes or no? We're pretty young. I mean,
Well, like I said, it depends on how bad the act was.
but do you think
That
you might
mic'd
spank
up
your
to your
kids?
Oh
face.
yes, I will. But if they do something that's so bad that I've got to, spank them, yes, I will.
Yeah.
But if
Thank
they
you,
do
Devin.
something, little like hit,
Yeah. You don't want to just pull out the
Just-
belt
yeah.
because they spilt the glass of apple juice or something.
it all falls down to
On
it
the
goes to a
carpet.
certain extent.
right. And we all have to keep our composure because
Yes.
at that point in our time, we're mature adults, and you need to act that way. You can't be.
You can't do it out of anger. That was
Yeah,
one thing with my
no.
parents.
Right.
They never. And this is one thing that they talked about it when I grew up. They're like, we never spank. We would make sure we were not angry with you when we would spank you because there's like a fine line. It's like one's a discipline and then one's like getting out their anger
Right.
on you. Like, I'm so mad at
taking
you
out
right
their
now,
frustration.
whip. Yeah. Devin, what do you think? You think you're gonna spank your kids?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're all
Absolutely.
kind of in agreement. Actually, I can't say I'm in agreement. Me and I guess she's okay with me saying her name. Me and Sarah, she's not on the spank train, and I think there's other ways.
She's
you can-
against it.
There's there's a lot of like psychological studies on kids that were spanked versus kids that weren't spanked, and there's mixed.
But it depends on the severity of the case.
Yeah.
It depends on like what the child is doing. Yes, I think in most cases you should be able to talk your way out of it, and I think you got to outsmart I think there's those points where you become so grown and so wise over time, right? And you're raising something
as a parent, you're saying?
Yeah, and you're raising something that is so stupid, and it makes you stupid.
Yeah.
And so you have to dumb down to their level.
But
So if they're going off and you don't want them to go play on the playground, right? And or you're asking them to leave from the playground. We're leaving now, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Then you got to give them an incentive to leave, not just fucking okay. We're leaving now, and
let's
if you
go get
don't,
ice
I'm gonna
cream or something
spank
like
you.
that.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
give them. You got to dumb it down to what
Yeah.
they're thinking.
well, I don't think everything needs a treat. To
No,
get done.
not
Yeah,
everything
it's
needs
true.
a treat, but
Because, like back what we said in the beginning was it reflects you.
Yeah.
So if you're, you need a treat to get something done every time?
no. But
that's-
it depends on what a treat is. A treat could be working on homework. I know it sounds awful, but if you put that in their head or something, like to where homework is fun,
Devin,
you
we're leaving McDonald's. Come down from the play place. You're going to get to do homework if you come
and
down.
just imagine if your kid's like, fuck yeah, and they like fucking come down and they're like, homework, let's do some fucking science.
Asian kids. Just kidding.
Yeah,
No racial stereotypes.
no Asian kids.
No racial
I
stereotypes.
do agree though that you.
That's
you
a
need
compliment to Asians, though.
That is.
Hey, I mean, let's
I feel like Asians don't get that much shit. Okay, let me take that back.
wait. What?
Asians get shit from other Asians, all right? But American,
yeah.
you get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Asians are racist to other Asians, but they're not really racist to other people
You need to
of
meet
color.
more people.
There's a lot of I
But-
know that there's a lot of China versus.
Well, maybe now it's
Japan,
different, but I
so-
heard that Asians are China versus Japan is the most racist between each other. It's worse than Americans to whatever else or country hicks or.
So I think it's
don't know.
I think it's a competitive nature between those two. I mean, and we have that too with Europe. I think Americans in Europe, we want to be in Russia.
Well, do you guys fall into that stigma that Asians, Chinese, or Japanese are smarter?
I don't know. We need to get into that.
I mean,
There's studies on it, and you can look them up.
I think
folks,
they
if
are.
You want to see
I
how
think
they
they
test
are.
If
versus.
we're talking about
well,
judging
Americans.
them, I mean,
The thing with Americans, it's like it's one in a oh so many, and then with Asians, it's like it could be anybody, really.
Well, the
It's
reality
that
of it is,
smart.
there's actually, if you're trying to get into college, and this is well known, but if you're trying to get into college and you're an American Asian, you're going to have a lot harder
time,
even
yeah.
than a white American.
That's America, though.
With testing,
I think
they get a dock on their score just for being Asian because
just for being, yeah.
they want to have a diverse body of students.
So then it is
they don't want it to
factual
be
that
all
Asian
That's real.
Asian people
It is real.
are smarter. Just they are maybe not naturally.
It's
but
probably
they
a
just,
cultural thing.
Yeah,
they
culturally
instill
they're
good
smarter.
discipline in their kids. Like, hey, you need to
Okay.
focus on your
Yeah.
education.
culturally, I believe that.
I don't know that genetics has anything to do with it, but
Well, I mean, have you seen the way they, handle math? They use lines.
They do a different way. They do a different way of math than we do. It's a different concept.
Yeah, they're like counting
It's
lines
so
that
weird.
intersect each
Oh,
other.
yeah,
and
and-
make-
It
Asia, they teach
seems
you differently.
difficult in your head, but you're just like, oh, that
Dude,
was
it's-
only
it's the
fucking
most
3
strangest
steps.
thing.
Really?
But it works. I mean, I've watched it multiple times, and I mean, they cross each other, and then they count them, group them. There you go. You have
If
your
it
total.
makes you smarter, then
yeah, if it's a better way of doing it, why
Yeah.
aren't we doing it?
well,
Honest.
maybe
Because
I don't want to
better
learn
way.
math again.
Look,
but, I mean,
is there a better way to make food? Then why do we have McDonald's and all these other
yeah,
places? So
McDonald's is
Convenience.
yeah.
Well, that's
There
on
you go.
flavor because every restaurant usually
Matt-
tastes different.
Matt. You had a question that you said you
Yeah.
wanted. I didn't even see it yet, so I hope it's not about.
It's
Asians.
interesting. I got to take a quick look at it before we started this
You
section.
took a sneak peek.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think are some problems the next generation will face?
Okay, yeah, I did hear that one.
War.
I'm gonna have you answer this. I'm gonna check the camera. Over.
Okay, I'm going to answer it. Colton, do you have an answer that pops in your head? Because I want to think about it for a second.
War.
What? Elaborate a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like our government is gonna go to complete shit, and
Oh, so you
Well,
just
it's already
think-
on the downfall, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
it is. It really
But-
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you think that
It's just
the
gonna
next
get
generation
worse.
there's going to be a
There's
lot of war,
yes.
that breaks out.
And I think
So
it's gonna
wh-
be more civil.
So yeah,
I don't think it's
that's
gonna
what
be-
I was going to say.
It's gonna be more civil
Yeah.
than other countries.
I don't know.
I think that's already happening.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
think
to a certain
It
extent.
is, but it's just gonna get worse. I think.
I think it's only going to get to a certain point, and then everything is going to be peace after that, or for until the next big hump or whatever. But I think probably within the next 15 years, I'll give it a wide time frame here, but 15 years from now, we'll be at the peak of whatever it is. Whatever.
Civil unrest.
Yeah, and then after that, maybe
Hopefully sooner.
give it 5 years. After that, it's gonna just drop, and we're gonna go back to a peaceful setting, like the 50s or some shit. You know?
I think we're hitting peak right now.
Well, let's
No, there's
2020,
still a lot more that. I mean, it's terrible right now. Don't get me wrong, but I think it could be worse.
What are you going to say, Matt?
So let's set what generation we're really talking about. So we're millennials, right? We all identify.
Colton-
No, I think
Colton's Gen Z.
I think I'm considered Gen Z too.
I don't
Gen Z is
I'll look up the
97.
years. I'll look
No, okay.
It's like
Sociology,
That's the
which-
controversy.
96 to 98 or something is Gen Z,
So Gen Z is 90. It depends
or
on
96
What, it's
upwards.
sociology, so there's no actual
Right.
There's no dictionary definition of
Yeah.
what Gen Z
There's
is at this
controversy.
point. But some people put it at like 96. Some people put it at 2000.
Yeah,
it just
and
depends.
as
So what's
far
the
as-
next
We're right on there.
generation gonna
Some
be
people, some
called?
people between like 96 and 2000 call it a zillennial because you're kind of in between.
Yeah.
You don't really
Millennials
fit either
are
one.
81 to 96.
So I'm 96.
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I'm 97. So.
But I mean, what's
Yeah.
the difference
Okay,
between me and you, really?
and
My
that-
siblings
Yeah,
were
that's
they were born in the late 80s and early 90s. so I
What
feel
you
like I was
surround
exposed to
yourself with more should
shape you.
shape you more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I surrounded myself with a little bit of an older group, so I mean, I confidently say I'm a millennial, even if the
yeah, I could
Webster.
agree with that. But I think that
We're the
I've
last
heard that
years
the
of it.
Gen Z, area, a lot of them are actually like pretty smart and well educated in their, even though they're growing up with iPads and fucking whatever information they want in their hands.
at their fingertips.
They're able to, perform better, or
They're definitely
be a
better at technology.
Smart, yeah, technology.
I was going to say technology. They've
really good
excelled.
at.
They'll be excelled in technology.
But they're also not going to know how to fix a car.
That's why.
Yeah, that
True.
sucks. That
That's why-
sucks.
but
Changing a
I think we
tire.
will eventually be able to go to the moon. I think.
Wait,
What do y'all think about that? Like in the future wise.
we're gonna.
Oh, do you
eventually
mean
be
like
able-
if we want to visit the moon, like just
Yes,
a
you would be
regular
able to take
pedestrian?
yes, I think.
I was like,
I was like,
eventually-
Colton,
So-
breaking news. We did that already. No, but I get what you mean. Yeah.
There's a theory of an elevator that they're, wanting to put to the
Look at Elon Musk. That
Yeah,
dude is
but-
What?
succeeding.
Elevator's not gonna work
No,
at all.
yeah, it's
Like
a-
the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory elevator that bust out of the factory at the end of the moon?
no, an actual elevator built all the way to the moon.
No,
I don't
bullshit.
It's so
believe it.
far.
Yeah.
The
I don't-
moon
yeah.
has an orbit around the Earth. How in the flying fuck
would
are you
break.
gonna make? And the moon gets closer to the Earth every
But
single
what are you
year.
talking about? You're saying there's a
So-
theory? What do you mean?
Well, it was a quick little link I had popped up on, and I had read it a little bit. I'm skeptical, but
Was it like Elon Musk was
Extremely
working on this?
skeptical.
I mean, they would involve him in the project. Absolutely, he's got one of the smartest
It
minds.
sounds like a Tesla project.
But it was an elevator to allow people to view the moon, because it would all the way up.
Okay,
Quick side
then
note.
so it doesn't touch the moon.
Quick side note.
Yeah. Okay. There
Let's
you go.
go
It
to- hold on.
sticks
Did you know
out of our
Tesla's coming to
fucking
Austin?
Atmosphere.
Yeah, Tesla's coming to Austin.
Yes.
They're going to build their Cybertrucks
Yes.
here.
They are completely moving out of California and coming to Austin.
Did you know that,
Texas.
Devin?
Dude, no, but fuck?
Elon,
What?
yeah, he's
No,
bringing it.
That's
Shit.
awesome.
I feel like everyone from California is coming to Austin now.
Because they're tired of California and they
Yeah.
want to be somewhere better.
Overpopulated, the
California
homeless
sucks.
issue. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many problems. The tax that you just have. They give you
There's like
an
a 15%
extra
state
income tax
Yeah.
or something like that,
But
and
It's ridiculous.
Their
They're done
minimum
with
wage
it.
is what, $15, right?
It's because
Yeah.
of their cost of living.
Yeah, I
their
was
cost
looking
of
at
living
houses
is
for
crazy.
sale
Well,
in
the
California.
cost of living goes
they're
up because of the
ridiculous.
minimum wage.
They-
They're like
it is-
77, or they're
I found
777,000
one
as average.
I found one for $200 million.
What?
A house.
Well, if you look hard,
California?
you can
Oh,
find a
geez.
$200 million house here in Texas. I'm sure.
no, you
but
can't.
Absolutely, but
There's
you're
no
paying
way.
you're paying for land. at
You're
that
paying for
point.
land and other things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you can find that here, but the thing with California is that averagely to buy a subdivision house or whatever, you're paying
Close to $1 million.
instead of with us, it's like
It's
what
like 5
$200 or $150K to $300,000 is about how much it costs to buy a subdivision home, depending on the home
Yeah.
and the square footage. But no, yeah, up there for a subdivision home that would cost $150 to $300K here costs like $750,000
Yeah.
averagely,
To $1 million,
To-
depending on what
Yeah.
part of California you're at.
possibly. Yeah.
A lot of parts of, I mean, there's
But if
especially
you
on
so
LA.
if your minimum wage is $15 an hour, right? Then your people that do graduate with a bachelor's and have some nice job up there, you're probably making,
30.
$300,000 a year or something, something pretty good for affording $1 million home.
Well, they
Or
have
that's a
Silicon
subdivision
Valley.
home.
In Silicon Valley, you can make a lot of money. If you get the right degree out of college, you can definitely make a good amount and
Yeah.
afford one of those homes.
I know
But
the further north you go in California, the cheaper it does get. Like
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
Northern
does change.
California
I was
is-
gonna say if that's the truth for the whole freaking state, then how are those people up north with all the big trees and shit doing? I mean, that's
No.
gotta be rough.
So
Oh,
if
no,
you look
it's
at
not
if
like
you
that
look
at
at
all.
Austin, Texas, you're going to be paying a lot more for
Yeah.
a house than you are somewhere between San Antonio.
New
and
Braunfels
Austin.
even
No.
is
New Braunfels. It depends on
rough-
the area
rough.
and the property.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
certain
think
areas.
Bernie.
Bernie's expensive.
Bernie well, actually, there's a lot of wealthy people who live there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of wealthy people, but there's not that much. There's a lot of land. So,
Yeah.
and it's starting to fill up more, so it's probably more expensive housing. But back in the day, you would pay $300,000 for a house that definitely would cost $1 million in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Whatever Northern California gets, expensive, whatever part of that does. I mean, you're paying not only for the house and the land, but the beauty of that land. It gets so beautiful in Northern California. Speaking only from, experience, I grew up there.
Still got 7 minutes, Steph.
Yeah, I was just double checking.
Yeah, you grew up in California. That's right.
Yeah.
Did you live in
Double-checking.
SoCal, or were you more?
Yeah, I was Southern Cal, but I mean, we went up to visit
Was it Padena? Where Pasadena,
Sacramento.
Sacramento? Okay.
Yeah, it was right in between Rockland and some northern.
Didn't
city.
you just say fuck it all and just go up to California?
At 19, yes, I did. Me and two
Oh, the
other
road trip?
buddies dropped
Yeah,
in
like a
car.
road trip. You didn't even save. You just said whatever. We're going.
Whatever money we had, we dropped.
We
It
dropped
was
on it.
Probably
Oh my
about
gosh.
300 each.
Did
maybe
you
more.
make any money
They didn't
anywhere?
gamble. They didn't gamble.
Yeah, we were too young. I was 19.
No, not gambling, but just doing anything.
He was on a vacation. He wasn't trying
I
to
guess
work.
so.
See, the amount of money I
He was gone for a
made
week.
was zero, but the amount of money I spent was all of it. It was all of it.
So you were completely broke on your when you got back.
We saved some of what we bought.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They bought some
Flavored gummy bears.
equity in
Oh, yeah, yeah.
California's.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
let's keep the times rolling.
what you got there, Nate? Yeah. Well, we only have 5 more minutes.
Before we cut the next break.
Take our next break.
Well, let's.
Do something small. Cause
Yeah. Let's.
if you don't have anything
All right,
small.
I've got one. So, Min, how do you solve a never-ending wiper?
What do you mean wiper?
Yeah.
After a shit?
Yeah, after a shit. So, like, whenever you go up there and it's just like you're wiping the tip of a Sharpie.
Yeah, and it just keeps going and coming.
Yeah.
Can we change it to like how much toilet paper we use?
You can talk about that.
Okay,
But what's
because
your
to solve it.
Yeah. Do you guys have any life hacks?
I think it's
on
just.
that?
I think it's just. Well,
No, there's.
I do the toilet paper fold where I start with the whole square and then wipe, fold, like a hot dog style. and
You
then
use the
wipe,
same one.
fold.
You get
Yes.
two wipes out of the same.
I get
I
like-
don't
you can get
understand why
3.
people grab
Holy
half the
shit.
roll and not use all the other whatever 28 pieces.
Your mama
only-
raised you right.
They only used
damn.
like 2 pieces out of that 28 pieces. You
That's
know.
what I do.
So
All right, but
That's what I do.
to carry on with that question, it's the never-ending skitter. So what are you doing to like? It's never ending.
I think
Every
no.
time
You
wipe,
gotta put some into it, man. You can't just
then
Are you sticking a
fucking
finger in there? Is what you're
fairy
saying?
wipe it. No, I'm not sticking anything, but you just gotta, go at
then
it.
you need to invest in a toilet from Europe.
Do you ever
where they
jump in the
spray-
shower?
Oh,
I think
Where they spray?
Oh,
best-
the bidet.
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say. I think
one of those.
that would be your best
Yes.
investment if you
Yes.
really want a
if you have
key
that
feature
much of
of
a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you definitely do though.
Then get a bidet,
okay.
and then
see, I
press
was
that
thinking-
button. Let that shit wipe your ass for you. Let it spray your ass for you.
I was thinking more naturally. You would just realize that obviously you have more poop to handle, and you would just promptly wait and handle it.
I think this is too
Oh,
much
you mean
shit
like you're
for
gonna
me
have to-
handle.
You just gotta do your business. If it takes a little longer, pull out your phone. I mean, that's why you got Reddit.
Use your phone to wipe.
But there's sometimes where you got it all out of your system. You got it all out of your system, but it's still got a lot more to give as far as the.
I don't know how much these listeners want to talk about this much shit. It might be too much shit for them
You
to
might be
handle.
touching the home. I don't know.
I think
No
a lot of our
pun intended.
listeners like to go to Browntown. I think
It's the one topic
everybody has to deal with
avoids,
it. It's very relatable.
but we all deal with it.
I think just conserve that toilet paper.
So do you-
Because
do you
never know
ever-
whenever we're gonna have a toilet paper pandemic again.
All right, because of you saying that, think of this brilliant idea. It's going down right now. Hemp toilet paper.
I think that's a thing already, but it's probably just not.
I said,
Huge.
Butt
I
rash.
said it's going down right now. Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
for like rashes or like
No.
chafing. Or,
No, it gets
You
your
can make-
butthole high.
You can make.
No, I know.
It'll
but,
calm that ass down.
But yeah, but do they have something for like chafing? Like, couldn't you just use
Dude,
that?
I
like wipes?
just bought this, dude. Get the Manscaped whole setup. Get it. You won't shave. I just used
working out?
the ball deodorant or whatever, and I haven't shaved. I'm good, and I know I'll be good from here on out. Get that shit. And this is a shout out to
But is it-
to Manscaped.
You heard it here.
Please
Is it worth
sponsor
the
us.
is it worth the money though? 'Cause
Yes, it is. Oh, and I got it on a summer sale. It originally, even at $120 with all the shit that I got, it's about right. That's average. That's what I would pay for any other off-brand shit to whatever get it, right? But I got it on a summer sale for $77 for the whole shit that would originally cost $120. And they always have sales. I mean, you can find a sale whenever you want, and I'm sure you can find a coupon or a discount code or some shit.
It's always online.
Yeah, it's always online. You can find something.
Best deals are always
But
online.
you won't have to worry about, for $77, you don't have to worry about shaving for probably 6-9 months.
And the last female viewer just turned off the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, now that all dudes are here,
No, I think the last
Now that
male,
it's all
I think,
dudes.
I think the last male turned it off. I think, females are probably
You
happy
think
to know
more
that,
females are
that I,
than we give 'em credit
clean
for?
my shit up, clean my,
oh yeah, you're
I manscape, Girls like that stuff, dude.
Yeah, they do like that
It's
stuff.
a
They
very
like-
mature
especially
feature.
love talking about it.
I'm sure they don't like talking about
No,
it, but
I think they do.
you know,
Hey, they're not
Think-
the ones talking about it. We
that
are.
might help my single problem. The whole single situation.
I think this conversation is going to boost your Tinder light swipes tenfold. So we're about to hit where we need to cut the camera and restart it. So
Oh, we are?
let's go.
Well, then we'll just take a
Alright.
break.
Quick break, yeah.
We'll just hit the break. All right. We'll be back. 1 second.
All right.
Welcome back.
Here we are.
All right. We're on it again. So, What are you looking at, Nate? What's the next item on the agenda?
Before we do this, I just want to open it up to anybody else that may have another question. Colton, do you have anything
Yeah,
that you wanted to
yeah.
ask or throw out there?
No, not really.
Okay.
I was just kind of gonna go with the flow, whatever y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
If something
Yeah.
comes to mind, I might.
Well,
For
I
sure.
think we should give some credit to, what he's doing. From what I understand, he is going to school, Sul Ross State University right now, for wildlife management and, or you said border patrol, right?
Yeah.
Which is badass. That's
I want to
crazy.
do some kind of public safety after, whether it's border patrol, game warden, DPS, something.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Beautiful.
there is kind of a stigma with it right now in today's
Oh,
society
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's hard to try and do
You
something
do
like that.
have to have
No,
border patrol, despite what everybody thinks. You do have to have a border. Every
Yeah.
country has it. It's not.
And you have to patrol, it's mandatory. It's
Whether
almost
you think immigration should be easier, less, or harder, that's fine. But you do have to have border patrol, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Colton.
That's a good topic to start off.
Oh, shit.
We don't like to go political, but
Yeah, we're not.
Maybe
we're not
we'll-
trying
I
to
don't
hit too
I
much
don't like
political.
to, but there's a lot of controversy about that.
There
Yeah, I know
is.
that's the whole
And-
reason we don't.
It's because of Trump. There wasn't really controversy before Trump. I mean, there was between whether you should people that illegal immigrants.
It's always
should be
been
kicked
with
out or not.
Mexico. It's always been with Mexico.
Mhm.
I don't think I've heard anything about Canada.
Mhm.
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Well, you don't really have a
hardly.
reason to immigrate from Canada
Yeah.
illegally because Canada has their stuff together a lot better than.
Yeah,
And I don't want to talk bad about Mexico, but the government-wise, I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I heard. So I went. I was living in Corpus
Game
Christi.
wise.
I might have mentioned this, but I was living in Corpus Christi, and there's a place called Port Aransas down there by the Gulf of Mexico, and Port A, yeah. And I was there. It was spring break or whatever, and I was out there, enjoying it. And I ran into these guys, and they were Mexican, from Mexico. And this guy grew up in Mexico.
were they just visiting then, or
Yeah, they were just visiting. Nice guys. I don't remember their names or anything, but just talking to them, sharing a beer and everything. They're nice guys. But he said he grew up in a town, and he said in Mexico, the town that he grew up and went to school in, was fine. Everything was good. I mean, there was crime, but it wasn't terrible. But the town up the road, like 15 minutes up the road, if you walked into it, there were heads, slaughtered, decapitated heads on the street
Juarez
from the
Juarez,
cartel.
right?
Cartel.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cartel does that shit.
Yeah.
He said they have rocket launchers. They have all kinds of.
Oh yeah.
fucking
They just
crazy-
run the streets with that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, they run
It's
around.
not all of Mexico, but it's
But
isolated areas.
maybe that
where there's-
area,
where
yeah,
the
yeah,
cartel
yeah.
runs it.
And he said that up there or down there in Mexico, in Mexico City, there's a museum that you can go to, that is a museum specifically on how the country corrupted and got corrupted of itself. Like it's a museum for the corruption of Mexico, and that it just goes to show like how brutal it is.
And even within
down
the
in there.
country, they recognize that there's a plethora. Of
They know
issues.
that there's that
Well,
it's
the
all
people,
effed.
and that's not just so many. We have in San Antonio alone, we're over 50% Hispanic in our demographics, and
yeah.
we're half of our. I mean, well, Matt here is Guatemalan. He's a Guatemalan immigrant, but a lot of our friends are Hispanic and they're from Mexico or generations back from Mexico, and there's no issue with that. It's just whenever you do have to have laws, but you wish that we could have a free flow of immigration between the countries.
Yes.
You really do.
Of course, but it's hard because I mean, and like I said I think on the first episode I said with saying things, either it's all okay or not okay, and I think that goes the same for drugs. It's either all okay or none of it's okay. Like all of it's legal, and if you're an idiot, it'll probably help the population of idiots go down.
If it's all legal, you're
if it's
saying?
all legal.
Well, that's what they're talking about. If we were to legalize all drugs in the United States,
Yep.
I'm not taking a position one way or another, but if we were, the cartels they'd have the legs cut out from underneath them.
Exactly.
And then Mexico's government may be able to get their stuff together a lot better because they wouldn't be so, they're castrated by the cartels. They don't have.
The cartel runs this stuff, and there's two different cartels, and it's a whole. So what he told me is there's the Mexican government, right, the police force or whatever, right, and then there's essentially cartel A and cartel B. Cartel A and B are in war with each other, and then the Mexican government comes in and tries to break it up and do whatever. But it essentially just turned into a war between all three of them. And now it's just never ending. It's just always going to be something that goes on.
Hopefully
there's never
not
gonna be a
always.
supply.
Pray to God that it's not
Yeah,
always.
maybe not always.
It's-
Hopefully not always.
It's mainly because of the amount of power that the cartel has and they're holding. I mean, they are able to negotiate a lot of things that may affect the rest of the economy because it'll better affect them.
And they do crazy, dude. Like, and I'm sure you know this, but they do drop-offs in helicopters onto the U.S. soil to sell that shit.
They send pigeons. They shove cocaine up pigeons' asses, and they fly across the border. I am not
How much
even
cocaine can you shove up a pigeon's ass?
probably
Must be
like
more than we know.
3 grams, probably.
A one,
That's
a two.
that's like a $100 pigeon right there.
That's animal cruelty, is what that
It is. PETA should get on
terrible.
that.
Yeah. PETA, that's what PETA should be throwing their money into, not all this. vegan
If it
stuff.
wasn't for the cartels, though, I think that a lot more people would be fine with immigration being free flowing back and forth between because with Mexico and with the United States.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really is a shame that we have such an issue with that because
Well, I mean, I think we've established. I mean, the biggest issue is the cartel that is doing it.
It
I
is
mean,
the-
So
That is
you
the
think if
biggest
they
issue.
legalize drugs here, it would make their
well, what would the cartel
cartels-
do? What
they
would the
wouldn't do
cartel
anything. I mean, we'd
afterwards?
be able to go and buy it on the streets. We don't have, we'd be able to.
I
go and buy
agree
it
with
whatever.
legalizing drugs.
With everything. It has to be everything.
Yes,
I don't-
but tax the living shit out of it.
Well, okay, so there's you can't just say legalize everything without understanding what the consequence will be. There's a lot of danger
I understand the
with certain drugs. You know, like
understand the
I remember the
consequence.
first cannibal ever reported was somebody who
Yeah.
used bath salts.
But
And
it would be terrible. It would be terrible for 5 years, and then after that, there wouldn't be any more idiots.
I mean, that's
There'd be a
skeptical.
learning curve. There'd be a learning curve
For sure.
amongst
Yeah,
the population.
people would know. Okay,
But you
don't do
don't-
that shit. I mean, if you want to die, do it, but
Yeah.
don't do that shit.
We get rid of more idiots doing
yeah,
that.
all the idiots would disappear.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
should
that-
disappear or just end up on our streets, just there.
Nah, they die over time. Like I said, 5 years. Give it 5 years, and it'd be taken care of.
Yeah.
But I think that there definitely are health benefits, and I think if everything was legalized, I mean, there's health benefits with anything. Sure, there's also with anything. There's also addiction and unhealthy not benefets.
What do you
from
mean
it.
health benefit? You mean with legalizing all the drugs?
Yeah, I think there's opioid benefit, or with well, of course, there's all this shit with weed, like everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think with like heroin, not at the extreme dose of people actually shooting up or anything, but I think they do use opioids and like that stuff and some
People use like
pills.
morphine and stuff for like if you're at a hospital.
Yeah,
you
and
broke your leg
maybe
or
we'd be able to find with everything legalized and not having to have a license or whatever. If a kid that is in college trying to figure out, a kid in college is trying to figure out a better medicine for some whatever, it would be easier for him to get his hands on certain things that he needs to, possibly. Maybe that's just me. I don't know all the
Yeah, I mean, well,
in
you got to
depths
think
to
that
it, but
they a lot of drugs had a past in our medical history already.
Yeah,
and
it's
they've
true.
taken them out.
Well, yeah,
because
yeah,
of the
they
risk
have.
factor. And so,
But we weren't also as educated back then either. And so it's kind of like we took them out too soon, I think. Like we legalized them too soon.
give or take a few.
Maybe. And not, but then again, if it's legalized, I think the amount of the hard drugs will go down just simply because, they kill you. They kill you. You're not going to find them as much.
I mean, we'd find more tweakers on the streets.
Yeah, that's
No.
the question. The question is whether
They'll
or not.
die.
See, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that say that if you're gonna do drugs, you're gonna do drugs, and they're available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's
Not readily.
people.
Regardless, yeah, you're going
They're
to find
harder.
them.
They're harder to get, and you know what? Because it's criminalized, and because you have to take inherent risk, and the people that are okay with selling them are risky people that maybe would
Have nothing to lose.
if they're going to be criminals in that way, what we consider criminals of selling drugs, they might be criminals another way. They might rob you. They might hold you up at gunpoint, steal your money, things like that. And I'm sure there's plenty of upstanding drugs selling citizens that don't do that. But the point being is that there's a lot more risk with dealing with somebody on the black market than just going into a store. Just like if you were to buy beer or something like that. But the
Yeah.
idea of just there are people that have a propensity towards using whatever type of drug it is, and they're going to do it regardless of the law. Should we be locking these people up, or should?
I mean, what is that going to do if you lock them up for a year and then they come back out and they fucking do the same thing?
Yeah,
again,
that's the recidivism rate with people that use drugs and go to jail for drugs, especially hard drugs. It's through the roof. I mean, it's always repeat offenders with the drug charges. Like we have a friend of ours, I'm not going to use anybody's name, that has a father that has, I think, now 3 times been charged with using meth, trying to deal meth. And the thing is, a lot of people that use drugs habitually, that are the hard drugs, they sell it too just so they can feed the habit. But another thing with that is that if you've got a felony from using drugs, it's harder to get a real job.
Yeah.
Because the felony's on your record. So then you have to resort to using the drugs or
But
to selling the drugs so you can make some
Even
money.
then, if
We're just
so,
having a
if
lesser standard of living, yeah.
I mean, just to put it in a realistic, or give you a realistic scenario here. So say this is the scenario if it's, and this is reality now that it is illegal to use, right? And the scenario goes, you do hard drugs, you love it, right? You want to keep doing it, and you eventually get caught, right? You get put in jail for a year, you come back out, and they say, you tell them, of course, after a year in jail, you're like, I'm going to do better, I'm going to go and get a job. And so you don't do any of those drugs, and you go and do the interview, and you're not on those drugs during the interview 3 weeks after getting out of jail or whatever, right? And you get the job, right? 3 months into having this job, you go back on the hard drugs. Eventually, the same process repeats, right? Now, let me put the scenario in your head. If it was all legal, you do the drug, you find out you like it, and the drug is legal, so you do it endlessly. You don't ever get a job, because if you do, they're probably going to find out while you're in the interview process, this guy's on fucking something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or you die. You just do too much that you die. I mean, it's that simple. So if it was legalized, and yes, you
But is it that
kind
comfortable? It's that
What do you
simple,
mean?
but is it that comfortable? I mean, are we
to think
comfortable-
about.
Yeah, are we comfortable with a bunch of? We're basically saying, all right,
I'm not
here's the
trying to
knife, stab yourself.
I'm not trying to exterminate people, but that's the thing is like, yeah, here's the knife. Know how to use it,
or
don't use it at all. You know?
So you're saying there's some people that will know how to responsibly use whatever the drug is?
I think there's people
And
right
just
now
like
in
with
places that are
alcohol, just like
legal
with
that
alcohol.
know how to
Yes,
use it.
of course.
You know
There is.
that that'll drop LSD, but they're not overdosing. They're just dropping, enough. I mean, you can go to South America and do it, like take peyote or something, and like have a
call it
shaman there or something. It's a religious.
They call it
thing.
a cleansing.
Yeah, a cleansing. You can have it, and you can go and do that, and like it's just an experience, is really what it is. It's just a out of body experience or whatever. And I think that would be cool to do, just to try it out. If I know that that nothing really is gonna happen to me, I'll see some fucked off shit, but
You'll be supervised.
yeah, I'll be supervised and I'll be okay with it. And I think that if we're going to talk about America and freedom, I think that is American to have something like that here. And I mean, it doesn't have to be LSD or whatever, but
Well, it's just
that
something-
brings that religious practice here to America.
Yeah,
And
at your
that's what
liberty.
we're about, you know, is being free to do that kind of shit.
It's like it's at your liberty to do.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean,
What about
I have to go to
I'm going to
South
play
Africa.
devil's advocate here. So what about people that get hooked on meth and because of that or even there's other drugs too, but they're going to be they're not as able to work because they're fucked up on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And then B, they need the drug. So they're going to be more inclined to commit crimes such as, stealing.
How do you think the
From-
economy would be with all that?
It'll go up.
Economically, like.
It'll go up. And,
But-
and the reason
why
being,
would it go
why,
up?
Why would it go up? Yeah, I'm
That's what I'm talking about right
because
now.
What if they're
is the,
working?
you're saying the
you're-
economy?
A government job, and they're high on meth, and they completely do something wrong.
Well, it
you know?
depends on what you want your tax money to go into. Putting continuous drug offenders back into the system, or do you want to put it into the speeding tickets of some
that's
idiot
another
kid?
problem you have to
What
worry
about
No, no, no,
people
no,
that
no.
are so hooked on drugs that they aren't able to function? And there's plenty of people that drink alcohol or smoke
They
weed or whatever.
will
They-
die. They will die if you do meth and
What if
you
they're
have
on welfare?
no money.
What if they're on welfare?
No, well, that
No, but
is
it's
just
legal.
a view that I have.
But it's legal though.
to have welfare.
So let's
Yeah.
say they can't hold a job because they're hooked on drugs, and so they end up in the welfare system.
It's awful.
I know, but that's my point.
But I think eventually you die.
We've really taken this to a
Yeah, this has gone to another level. Can we
deep-
hop
No,
on
I
a
think
different
it's
topic?
I think it's a good.
It's a good
Well,
topic.
you know,
It is
it's
a good
topic.
topic, but
I just think we need to, specify that
with time.
we're not advocating people do drugs. It's just the idea
No.
that the option is there, and at that point, it'll be in their hands. I mean, we do trust people to drink alcohol, not go and drive, not go to work. So I understand Devin's position on that, but at the same point, we're neglecting to mention all the consequences. You're saying it's just going to death, but our jail system's forever. Our jail system's not going to go away, so we'll
No, but it can
endlessly be paying for
decrease.
that.
It can.
Well, that's
you know.
the thing with private prisons too. They have like a quota they want to hit. So there's
It
lobbyists.
makes
that-
money. It
Yeah,
makes
but it's
money
all
for the
it's all under
economy.
the
Makes
it's all
money for
under
the
the
prisons.
government, isn't it?
They're contracted with the private prisons.
Oh, the government is contracted with the private
So the
prisons?
private prisons they want drugs to stay illegal. So if you look
Oh.
at like prison lobbies, they're going
Yeah,
to
that's kinda-
support the keeping
Well,
drugs illegal.
And that's
Yeah.
another topic for another session, that it's a never-ending cycle. Once you get into the system of, prison or anything like that, it's a never-ending circle to where you'll end up back because they're almost guaranteeing you'll repeat whatever offense you had done.
Yeah.
It's kind of just to think about it, you got to wonder how many people live that life of a circulation like that, where
Mm.
they just know getting out of jail. They're like, all right, got to go through the process of saying,
I saw
you
a
know.
guy on America's Got Talent. He sang on America's Got Talent. He was accused of murdering someone.
yeah, that's terrible.
Murdering. 37 years in prison.
But that
and-
was before the America's Got Talent. And then while it was going on, they
No,
found out or what?
No, yeah, like
was probably
okay,
saying
he was
that
in
story.
prison. He like started singing in prison, I guess, and so he got really good, but he got accused of murdering someone at the age of 22.
Mm.
He got in prison 37 years. He just got out. He's like, whatever. I'm not doing the math, but they did another DNA test, and it came back negative that he didn't murder.
Oh my god!
So he was in prison for 37 years for nothing.
So
He lost
he
his whole
sued
life.
the
Yeah, I hope
prison
he's a
system
millionaire.
or whatever, right? He's got to have so much money.
I hope
don't
he
know.
does.
That's reparations for.
He's
I
gotten
mean,
with a lot of
kinds of shit.
organizations that will help other prisoners that aren't accused.
yeah, falsely accused.
Yes, that are falsely
That sounds like
accused.
making a murderer, honestly, but that's a little bit more sticky. Have you seen that show? It's on Netflix,
Yeah, I
Making
have.
Murder.
Yeah.
Oh my god, That's what happened. He got falsely accused.
Yeah, he did.
It's a terrible thing. I would
Yeah.
hate for that to happen.
But
to anybody.
well, the first time he did, and then he got sent back to prison. The guy on making a murder, and he's still in prison today.
Should we talk about the death penalty?
Ooh.
Wait, okay.
So
let's
watched.
make it a yes or no, real quick. Around the room, yes or no. Do you agree with the death penalty?
No. Truthfully.
Nate?
Qualified yes.
Yes, to a certain extent.
I also agree. If you murder somebody, your life is no longer worth living.
Wow.
Yep. I
Oh,
agree.
if you murder
So-
somebody?
Yes, I agree. You should be on death row if you murder someone.
It's,
What about, okay, so is there circumstances where you would shorten the, or make the sentence a little less?
Well, if you're
Intent?
trying to describe manslaughter. Or
No.
any
Like
other-
let's say that somebody had sexual intercourse with your wife, and it was consensual, and then you kill them because you're pissed.
Well, that's murder.
That is murder. You
Mhm.
can't do that.
So you
Yeah.
think they should be executed?
But they
But
no.
You said
who's to
they
say
shouldn't
that
be
people
executed.
executing them
They will
should
be
be able
charged.
to execute them?
They'll be charged to the fullest extent.
Wait, isn't that
That's
what?
my.
Yeah, that's what we're saying though. That the person executing them is the murderer.
No. That's no.
Oh, I misunderstood.
So no. We're talking about you find out this guy cheated on your wife, or your wife cheated on you with this guy, and you're pissed and you kill him. You think that guy, or the guy that killed the guy that cheated on him, should be, or cheated with his wife, should be.
yeah,
executed?
this is a horrible, immature action that does not. I mean, being upset is warranted. Breaking up with her maybe warranted.
But you think execution is the resolution for? You think that should be what the
for
law
somebody
is?
who murders somebody, absolutely,
okay.
because you have nobody in their entire lifetime has the right or the obligation to end someone else's life.
Colton, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
do not. I'm the only one that
I'll
doesn't agree.
I'll say mine since I think I'm a little closer to Devin. I don't know that I would execute somebody off that. Maybe I would. I don't know. But like for like a school shooter or something like that, we have to have a way to deter that from ever happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a school shooter, mass killing, stuff like that, or just horrendous, like any sort of like serial killer type stuff. Like I think it's okay to execute that person.
Well,
I think it deters others from doing it because
So, and I think we've had this conversation before.
yeah, we have. Yeah.
And well, I think you know my stance on it. I mean, and I already have trouble with my faith in Christianity, but I do believe in the morals and the commandments and everything that is said throughout it. I try to follow what Jesus Christ, did as a person. And some of y'all don't believe he's a person or whatever. But anyways, I would just like to have that kind of, to be like that. Because I feel like that is the way, morally is right in my eyes. And so, no, you don't kill. You don't kill anyone. Ever.
Okay, I'm going to push back on two things. One, I don't think that Christianity inherently would. There's plenty of Christians that support the death penalty. I actually argue the majority of them interpret the Bible to be okay with the death
Did
penalty.
you just drink that out of the straight from the bottle? Sorry,
no,
I just saw it out of
You
the
missed it. I poured myself a
Oh, okay. Sorry.
elegant shot and
Took it down. All right.
handled it beautifully.
What were
And
you
then-
saying?
And then
Sorry.
the
You should do the
second
same.
the second thing was shoot. What did you say? No, I'm forgetting.
The Christian outlook on killing is essentially what I'm saying. I just don't think it's right. I don't think you should kill anybody. I don't think any killing is right. And I think
Okay.
if somebody does kill, then you have no
the
right.
second
You have
thing
no
was-
right to
the
decide
second thing
somebody's
was-
life.
The second thing was
Oh.
the United States government is not an autocracy, which is a state run by religion. So I don't think that religion should really influence what the government, like what law is.
No, I don't. I mean,
So I don't think
Right, we've definitely branched off that for a while
Yeah.
ago.
But okay, I have a circumstance here. What if you're protecting your life to
That's no longer murder.
like
it's,
concealed carry? concealed
I think
carry. If
I
you
would go
shoot someone
before.
because if a guy has a gun pointed at you,
How about this? What
and
if
shooting
you
other people, or like let's say
what if you
like a
walk into
shooting.
your house and you see that this dude killed your wife?
And
he
you kill him.
shot your wife dead, and then you kill him dead. And even though, let's say he doesn't even have his gun, and you could have called the police and just kept him. But I mean, would you not kill
I just
him?
don't think I would kill
wouldn't
another
kill him?
human being.
You wouldn't kill him?
No.
Okay.
I can't kill it. I wouldn't kill another human
if
being.
I saw him in the act shooting and killing my wife, I'm shooting him.
I mean, you'd
Right.
shoot him in that situation, right? If you had the gun.
If he had the gun and I see him shooting, if he's shooting, yes, I'm shooting back. I'm gonna kill him.
I mean, Devin, you're a man with many different concealed arms. You wouldn't
That's
shoot
weird.
somebody to come on your property unwarranted?
No, I would. I mean, I would maybe shoot at them, shoot at their feet. You know,
wouldn't
aim
try to
lower.
kill them, though.
But I wouldn't try and kill them. No.
It's
No.
kind of honorable.
No, I think it's I think it makes you look like the better person.
It's almost like
Even if
you're-
somebody killed you.
But sometimes you don't want to be the better person in life in those
No,
situations.
you always want to be the better
I
person.
mean, you're already
Well,
the better
it's
person.
a situation.
You're
It
already the
depends on
better
the situation.
person. Somebody was on your property, or somebody did harm to your
but
family
instead
or
of
property. So
instead
you're
of
just
there being a
defending it.
big news group and shit going on, like this
We're running
man
out of
killed
time
somebody.
here, by the
Yeah, we are. Okay.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. I'm just going to end on, instead of it being a big news crew that goes there and sees, you know, on the front lines it says man defends and kills another man on his property, and it makes the news. If I just shot at his feet and then, you know, at the worst, you know, I hear a call from the cops saying, hey, we got a noise complaint that somebody was shooting. I was like, yeah, somebody ran my property. I shot his feet. He's gone now. That's it.
What if he comes back?
Wait, okay.
Shoot
real
at his
quick,
feet again.
Real quick.
Uh.
What's the time? What are we at?
We need to
We're
wrap it
kinda out
up.
of time, but
Yeah, we're out of
what do you
time.
got?
All right. You know, just for fun, just to end it on anything particular to us. What's your guys' favorite actor?
Okay.
Tom Hanks.
Okay.
It's gotta
I
be up
like.
there. I don't know. I have like a few up there.
Even
But
with the controversy on
I
Tom
like
Hanks.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Tom Hanks.
Tom
Because
Hanks is good.
like Captain Phillips, oh my gosh, that was a good.
He has a lot of good movies. Forrest Gump. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Forrest Gump's a legend.
I like-
Jake
Well,
Gyllenhaal,
yeah.
pretty.
do you have one?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey all the way.
Oh, he's up there for me
Yeah.
too.
All
he's
right,
good.
all right, all right.
Hey, all right. Well, we're gonna cut it close unless the video had already stopped. I don't know. But anyways,
it hasn't stopped.
anyways, thank you for watching episode 2 of Nights at the Crown Table. We hope to see y'all next week. Thank you.
Later.
Subscribe.
Slater.
Yeah, subscribe.
Slater.